वापस आ जाएंगे।
All right, let's start off with the discussion of the hour, where we are discussing the Manipur crisis. Now, the Mizoram Chief Minister has slammed Manipur's Chief Minister Biren Singh, labeling him a liability for the state, its people and the BJP. He also backed enforcing President's rule in Manipur, stating that even President's rule is preferable compared to his administration. The comments come amidst mounting pressure on Biren Singh. Meanwhile, schools and colleges reopened today in Manipur districts after 2 weeks of closure. Now, in an increasingly heated exchange between Biren Singh-led Manipur government and the BJP ally Mizo National Front, which is currently in opposition in Mizoram, the former has called out the MNF for constantly meddling in the internal affairs of Manipur. Earlier, the MNF issued a statement demanding that Biren Singh step down immediately. The Indian Army and the Manipur police have intensified a search operation for the missing Meitei man. Hundreds of demonstrators defied curfew and staged a rally in Manipur's Imphal region, demanding removal of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act and arrest those who have been responsible for the killings in Jiribam district. Demonstrators condemned centre's actions, fearing increased conflict and human rights abuses. Major General Dhruv Katoch on the telecast with me. And General Katoch, the situation at this point of time grim. There have been, first of all, calls that had been made by the communities, by the tribes, by the Kuki tribes inside Manipur, that they wanted President's rule, that Biren Singh should be asked to step down from his position of Chief Ministership. Now we see the political parties are also getting into this entire crisis, demanding Biren Singh to step down. We saw that the ally of the BJP in Manipur decided to part ways with Manipur. We also saw that the Mizoram Chief Minister at this point of time is demanding that President's rule be imposed. We also see that the Mizoram opposition party, which is an ally of the BJP, is also pushing and pressurizing BJP to ensure, pressurizing the central government to impose President rule to remove Biren Singh as Chief Minister. So now it's not just the opposition, it is not just the tribes, it is not just the Kukis or the Meiteis, but allies of the BJP themselves who do not want Biren Singh to be present as the Chief Minister. So what's happening on the ground?
Thank you, Megha. Yes, the situation as far as Manipur is concerned remains a cause of concern, and it has been a cause of concern for quite some time. Imposition of President's rule is not the answer. Whether Mr. Biren Singh stays or not as the Chief Minister is a different issue. That is for the BJP to decide. But President's rule is certainly not the answer. It is not going to improve the situation. Now, for other political parties to meddle into what is happening in Manipur, I think is absolutely uncalled for, especially the statement of the Chief Minister of Mizoram. He has got absolutely no business to make the type of statement which he has had, which results on insulting a neighboring state. And I think decency demands that he apologize for what he has stated. If we have a situation by which one state chief minister starts talking in such a derogatory manner about other chief ministers, it will be a sorry day for India's democracy. So I think the first part of it is the Chief Minister of Mizoram has stepped out of bounds and he must apologize. That is one. Number two, you see, what is happening in Manipur is no longer something, a local sort of a feud between the Kukis and the Meiteis. It has gone well beyond that. There are international implications to it also. And that has also come out in the interview which the Chief Minister of Mizoram gave in the United States, where he called for a united homeland. Though of course he has denied it in today's newspaper, which has come out in the Hindustan Times.
Yeah.
But even in that statement, you see what he's saying is we need to get back those areas from Myanmar and from Bangladesh. Is he looking into a war with those countries? Just based on ethnic lines, are we going to wage war on neighboring countries to say give back our areas because those tribes are ours? Equally, that gives them the right to wage war on us to get back these tribes. So I think this has been a very immature statement on the part of the Chief Minister. One, his interview there in the United States was obnoxious. the fact that he carried out this interview in the church, it was the church group which had sponsored him, shows certain intents. What he is trying to do is to get together the Christian communities to go against the state of India, and this has the backing of the United States of America. These are very devious games which they have played in the United States, and they are using the Chief Minister of Mizoram to play the same games here. I condemn what he has done with the full force I have. Mega.
That's very interesting an analysis. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, let's hear it from you as well. Now, there have been large-scale protests that have also been happening with the communities raising the issue of AFSPA. There have been anti-AFSPA protests that have been happening on the ground. The armed forces are having a hard time ensuring peace and harmony in the region. It's after 2 weeks that the curfew that had been imposed has been lifted. Schools and colleges have reopened. Suspension of internet has been rolled back. But it seems as if the armed forces' hands have been tied because we do not have president's rule in the region. Major Mohammed Ali Shah, would you like to comment on it?
Right, Mega. Firstly, see about Mizoram Chief Minister saying, talking about the Manipur Chief Minister should resign and he should not be there and such things. Firstly, we have to understand the tribal affinity of the of Manipur, of the northeast part of India. Now, the Kukis, obviously, they have an affinity towards the Mizos. They are Mizos, like they are Gangtes who are Mizos. So they have to understand their affinity towards Mizoram. That's why the Mizoram Chief Minister has given that statement, because the Kukis have lost complete faith and trust and confidence in the Chief Minister of Manipur. The Maites have faith, still have faith in the Chief Minister, but slowly and gradually, because the Manipur violence has not been able to curb down. So the Mizoram Chief Minister, Lal Duma of the Thuram People's Movement, now he had also created a buzz in September when there were media reports which emerged, a speech he had given in the US of the need to reunify the Zo people's traditional lands. And now, so I can totally understand the sentiments of people who are saying that US would be having a hand in that, whereas that may not be the case. It only could be because of the tribal affinity that Mizos have towards Kukis. And as I mentioned, the Kukis have lost total faith in the Manipur Chief Minister. So and you know, when there's a lot of talk about in Manipur where there should be president rule, where there should be governor's rule, where the Chief Minister should be removed. That is the government's call. That is totally the government's call, and I am certain of the fact that
but do you think it would have been it would be easier for the armed forces to ensure law and order in the region, to ensure there are no burning of residences, burning of shops, burning of commercial establishments, charred bodies that have been found, which are, you know, children, women, or elders. Do you think the armed forces would have better control of the situation if president's rule had been imposed?
See, regarding the arms, I mean, I have served in areas in Jammu Kashmir and in the northeast where there is AFSPA. I mean, in short form, it's known as the Armed Forces Special Power Act, is known as AFSPA. Now, the very fact is, without AFSPA, the military cannot operate in these regions. If you are giving responsibility, it's very pertinent to give authority.
Mohammed Ali Shah, I'll have to interrupt you over there. There seems to be a poor network connection. We'll try to fix that. In the meantime, I have with me Joda Hikrujam. He's the human rights activist in Manipur. He's a Meitei voice. Mr. Joda, you know, first of all, how do you view these calls that are being made by political parties, by the Chief Minister of Mizoram? We see that Conrad Sangma has withdrawn support from the BJP right now, and the demand that has been in unison put forth is that the Chief Minister of Manipur, Biren Singh, step down. How do you view? Do you think this is going to be beneficial in bringing about finding a solution to the crisis that Manipur has been facing?
Well, Mega Sama, Thank you for having me. First of all, through NewsX, I want to give a message to Chief Minister of Mizoram, CM Lal Dohoma. See, Manipur is not like Mizoram, and he cannot compare like Manipur and Mizoram. And Manipur is not a state like that Mizoram got the statehood by 1987. All right, it's very different. We have a history of more than 2000. So better to keep his mouth for their state first instead of interfering the neighboring states. And also, does he need to, if he want to care about their Joe Cookie community, those who are living around this, around the world, first, those who are around 700, illegal, settler who are in the Karbi along, should call them to call them and for their state and give a rehabilitation center for them first. And apart from their view, like, yeah, as you told me that even the Meghalaya Chief Minister has, broke his support to the India government for state of Manipur. Apart from their views, but in our state, the president rules cannot be happened because, as you know, like BJP have double in government that we are running in the centers and the states. But in order to get peace regarding the Manipur crisis, better the center need to interfere, like to call both the community leaders and put it on table and have to bring pieces. Apart from that, arms cannot bring pieces in this crisis. But in the present, the recent incidents happen in our states. It's very unpredictable and which cannot be, happened apart from like state like apart from the recent emphasis special power that was introduced in the new police stations. But what happened? What happened? Which already have the emphasis special power in the hilly area where Indian armed force unable to control the violence since on the May 3rd. This is questionable for the state, and this is not like keeping some more emphasis special power in the valley area cannot bring pieces. The main thing is that like the center need to interfere and do some ground report and do some
yeah,
table
but then
talk with the
central government is intervening in this matter, and that's the question that has been raised, that if the central government takes control of the situation, would president's rule benefit the people of Manipur?
No. The thing is like it's not only for the state but for the whole country. That will be same for the BJP government if they do a president rules in our state. But that's not the case that we are facing with. But the center need to cooperate with the state government. But the thing is like our state government, even our state legislature want to take appointment with the prime minister. Even he didn't give the appointment from the last 18 months. So in that case, how the center will solve our problem? This need to be questions by the citizen of India, myself, to the Prime Minister of India.
Okay, all right. I have also on the telecast with me Kachin Langal. Thank you, Mr. Langal, for joining me, and let's also hear your point of view. So, how is now we see that this demand that had been made by primarily the Kuki tribes in Manipur has gained momentum because political parties are also now getting into the groove and demanding that president's rule be imposed. Do you think it's going to be beneficial for the people of Manipur?
Thank you, madam, for inviting me here. President's rule should have been imposed right from the first week of May 2023. Now, disturbed area was removed from Imphal area. Imphal was removed from disturbed area in September 2022. Then in April 2023, APSPA was removed from Valley area, and all hell broke loose on May 3 within 1 month. Now, after 18 months, no normalcy is restored. So the government, Biren Singh government, has no right to continue, no moral right, no constitutional right. He is totally unable to control the situation in 18 months. As regard Mizoram's Chief Minister's speech, he was talking about the cultural and social unification of the people who were divided into these three countries arbitrarily by the British. That's what he talked. So he can speak, any CM, any politician can speak about any unconstitutional and unlawful things that goes on in other states. There's nothing wrong.
Okay, I'll just have to interrupt you, sir. If I would request you to fix your frame because we are not able to see you properly, and if you could move your laptop screen or if you are on the phone, if you could just fix it, and we'll get back to you and try to adjust that. Coming back to you, Major General Dhruv Katoch, it's very interesting an analysis that you made. You spoke about how was it just a coincidence that the Mizoram Chief Minister just a few weeks ago flew to United States of America and holds a seminar over there and speaks to the people that there should be a separate state that needs to be constituted with parts from Bangladesh, Myanmar and India taken to form this separate state. It's a call for a secessionist movement that came from the Chief Minister of Mizoram, and once again he has raised the issue, demanded that Biren Singh step down from the Chief Ministership. And you spoke about how there could be a hidden American agenda over here to cause strife along the Manipur border, the northeastern region, now that we see some semblance of normalcy, if not complete calm and order on the northern front as well as in the western front.
Megha, you see, there are no coincidences in political affairs. There are things happen, they are made to happen. Here, the Americans have got very serious interest. I'm not saying they want to destabilize India, but they want to keep India on a prey point. You see, 5 to 10 years from now, India is going to be a very strong competitor to US interests. They don't want that. They love India so long as you're a sort of a weakish middle power and we are willing to kowtow to them. You know, they give you a dog biscuit and we bite. Okay, say, thank you so much, you white Americans. Now, those days are over. There's a Narendra Modi government in the center, right? And the External Affairs Minister has made it very clear, Bharat will follow Bharat's interests, not American interests. Now, please look at it that way. This is what exactly they did in Bangladesh because they wanted St. Martin's Island, and the Prime Minister of the then Prime Minister was not giving it to them. So you had this coup which took place, right? And you see the trouble which Bangladesh is in now. And they're trying to create some sort of a situation here. They have tried it earlier also, but India is a big country. We are handling it. And I'm not saying that what the Americans are doing is right or wrong. They're doing it in terms of American interests. We will operate in terms of Indian interests, and we will stop that movement. That is one. Number two, this when the Mizoram Chief Minister, he went to the United States, he went on the invitation of the church, right? And it is the American church-sponsored groups which are carrying out all these disturbances. It is not something new. I've served in Mizoram for 2 years, and I have seen this happening. And if the Mizoram Chief Minister is so concerned about the other communities living there, I think he should expect, do a little bit of concern for the Riangs which are there in Mizoram, which have been brutalized, for the Chakmas which are living there, and for the Gurkhas. That he has not done anything, right? And I can vouch for it because I have served there. So, this sort of high standing by the Mizoram Chief Minister to say that, do ABC, for God's sake, sort out your own house first, right? And then start preaching. But even otherwise, just sort out your house. Please don't preach to the other states.
But then why do you think this has become a massive political agenda? Why is it that the allies of the BJP themselves are either on the verge of deserting BJP or they've already deserted BJP because they at this point of time think they are in unison with the opposition of the BJP that Biren Singh must step down?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
I can answer that?
Yes.
Well, you see, in all the northeastern states, whether you take Mizoram, Nagaland, Meghalaya, Manipur, whichever one it is, right? There are local interests which come up before anything else, right? And these alliances which are built there, they are not cast in stone. So something happens, the alliances will change very, very quickly. So that is not a problem at all, you see. And may I just also mention, you see, I was there in 2000, 2001 in Mizoram, and that was the time when the time came, they said we want to build a border fence with Myanmar. You know who requested for that border fence? It was Mr. Zoram Thanga, who was the chief minister of Mizoram then. I was the brigade commander, and I put it down to the governor, Mr. Kamal Ratan, Mr. Kohli, who was the governor there. And I said, sir, please don't do something like this. It will never work. You don't have the infrastructure to construct a border. But please remember, the demand came from there, and it was on my recommendation that, we finally got it stalled. So for them to say now that we don't want a fence because of certain other things, I don't take all that. You see, there are all local considerations which come up, and even the political parties have got local interests. There are no permanent political affiliations as far as the Northeast is concerned. They will switch sides wherever it suits their convenience.
Okay.
Megha.
Okay. Muhammad Ali Shah, what according to you are the pitfalls of imposing president's rule?
Well, Mega, that's one of the options, and there is, see, I always believe, firstly, I'll come back to the Mizoram thing, because Mizo, so cookie Zo, so the Zo,
Yeah.
it's a tribe, it's a community, they are part of one clan. So when when Lal Duma of the Zoram People's Movement, the chief minister of Mizoram, when he went to US and he later on clarified that the idea was not to divide but to reunite, in fact, which was speaking about India, Myanmar, Bangladesh, there was an issue. So he later on clarified that. He's a former IPS officer. And so now about the present rule, well, Mega, it is one of the options which the government has been, which has been in talks. It has been, a lot of people have been saying that, but ultimately the call is going to be of the government, and whatever the call the government decides and takes, whether there is present rule or there is because Mr. Chief Minister N. Biren Singh had tendered the resignation last year as well, where the Maira Paipis, who are the mothers of Manipur, and they had protested and they had torn the resignation letter, and then there was again a bit of human cry a few months back, where namely around 7th of September, that he would be, probably there was a lot of speculation that the Chief Minister, Mr. Biren Singh, would be tendering his resignation, and let's wait and see what will happen by the next day. So if that's the case, then it's certainly present rule. It's a BJP ruled state, the government. And so there is not much of a problem. I mean, it can be tried if that is going to bring peace. If that could be a solution, why not? Basically, anything to make peace in Manipur. If France and Germany were bitter enemies, different countries, if they could become friends and they could boom in the economy, and if Japan and America could become friends, again foreign countries, why can't in our own home it can resolve, and both might.
Okay, all right. Coming back to you, Jodai Hikrujam.
It's not overnight process.
Again, okay, you made a point. Jodai Hikrujam, what do you think are the pitfalls? Since you are against imposition of president's rule in Manipur, what do you think are the pitfalls of doing so?
I already clear in the first comment. We want peace, and president rule cannot bring peace in the present crisis of Manipur, because it cannot be happen in our state. And in connection with as I agree with Mr. Dhruv, he mentioned that, like, the Chief Minister of Mizoram, Landohoma, during his speech in United States, it's not a coincidence. As I mentioned in many UN programs in United Nations Human Rights Council, it's like they have a planning from the last 30 to 40 years for the unification of Chinkuki Mizo who are living around the world. All right, this cannot be happened with the India. Yeah, they can do with the Myanmar, with Mizoram, with Bangladesh, but it cannot be happen in our state Manipur. When I say Manipur, it cannot be happen in India. And they can roam around the world, whatever they do with the help of Christian missionaries, but it cannot be happen. As Mr. Dhruv said, India is India, India is a Bharat, not America. All right, so it's clear it cannot be happened in our state for the president rule, and president rule cannot solve the problem. That much I can share.
Okay. Okay, all right. I also have with me, like I said, Mr. Langal, what do you think are the pitfalls? Why do you think that the Metis are not in agreement of imposing the president's rule? Also, why do you think the central government is still hesitant on imposing president's rule?
Madam, I want to submit 2-3 points. Please allow me. Number one, people don't know what is really going on. My cousin brother Muangpu, 45 years, father of 3 infants, was kidnapped on June 6 by Arambai Tengols. We made a complaint, police FIR on 10 June, nothing happened. I took it up with National Human Rights Commission and they wrote to Imphal police on 25 July, nothing happened. People don't know the real thing. They are talking, we are blaming foreign hand. No foreign hand involved. If involved, take it up with Modi and Amit Shah ji, they'll take it. I'm not bothered about that. But I'm bothered about what goes on in Manipur. On 15 November, PLA attacked Assam Rifles at Kamjong 2 times in one day, 10 a.m., 4:30 p.m. on 15 November. Nobody talks about that. And PLA's goal is independence, liberation from Indian Union. And nobody is talking about these Deshdrohis. Nothing is done, and Manipur CM is silent. And Matadi is not allowed in parliament. They are fighting for independence. The others are not fighting for independence. They are not demanding for liberation. So another thing, as regard the Meitei's objection to PR is because there is no upspy in Imphal, no operations are done, no recovery of arms, Arambai Tengols are fully armed, and Ulfa, PLA,
Okay.
KYKL,
So do you think,
all of them
yeah,
are
okay.
there.
Do you
Freely
think, do you
roaming,
also feel,
freely
do you also
traveling.
feel that the Kuki tribe, the Kuki community in Manipur is also demanding its liberation or secession from the country?
Yes. We are demanding separate administration under Article 3 of the Constitution of India. No one is demanding independence.
Okay. Okay, all right. This discussion is going to continue over the days and weeks in the future as well, because at this point there has not been a concrete solution that has been found, whether by the state government or the central government, and pressure continues to mount. Now it is the political parties, like I said, the allies of the BJP, that are also pressuring the central government to bring about, to impose president's rule. Will that be a reality in the coming days? Well, we'll wait and find out. On that note, I slip into a short break. Thanks for watching NewsX.